Definitely looking forward to this weekend's heavyweight fights. Daniel Dubois versus Nathan Gorman. It's going to be a very interesting one as far as I'm concerned. Neither man has a particularly enthralling personality, particularly Daniel Dubois. He's a very quiet individual. So when they had their face-off the other day on BT Sport, BT showed it on their YouTube channel, it wasn't exactly must-watch television. But in the ring, I'm expecting fireworks, and that's where it matters most. As Daniel Dubois actually said in the face-off, he said, look, I make it exciting in the ring, so I don't need to trash talk and stuff like that outside the ring, which is fair enough. I've seen some people, say that they're expecting a boring fight. I'm not expecting I'm not saying a boring fight is impossible, but I don't think it will be a boring fight. Because as I've said countless times on this channel, the ingredients necessary for a wild and dramatic fight are when you put two unbeaten green prospects with a lot to prove in the ring together. That's usually when you get a wild and dramatic fight. When you let them get seasoned and they, reach a certain level of talent and skill and experience, that's when the likelihood of a bit of a snooze fest or a chess match becomes a lot greater. But when they're raw, like Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman, and young and full of aggression and testosterone, that's usually when you're going to get fireworks. All right. I mean, we saw in Daniel Dubois' last fight against Latte, fireworks. Yeah. He was in a shootout against Latte. He didn't have to be. He could have just boxed and been sensible. But these young guys get caught up in the moment. And so that's what I'm expecting in this Daniel Dubois Nathan Gorman fight. I'm expecting them at some stage to get caught up in the moment and for the big shots to start flying and dramatic things to start happening. I don't know if it's going to be as dramatic as, let's say, Anthony Joshua versus Dylan White. And again, that was a fight which I predicted would be explosive. I don't know if it's going to be as dramatic as that, but I certainly hope so. And the ingredients are there. Yeah, you can never guarantee a fight is going to be good. But as I say, if we're talking about likelihood, when you got two young, novice pros, prospects like this, who are unbeaten, have a lot to prove, really believe in themselves, that's when there's the highest likelihood of drama. So Daniel Dubois looks good at a public workout, hitting the pads with his trainer Martin Bowers, doing his thing. Same way for Nathan Gorman. He looked good at the public workout with his trainer Ricky Hatton. So yeah, all set for a good fight. Let me know who you guys think is going to win in the comment section below and what kind of fight you're expecting. Are you expecting an exciting fight? Are you expecting a chess match? Are you expecting a snooze fest? Because some of those people who are saying this is going to be boring have looked at Nathan Gorman's fight against Kajanu and his fight against Kevin Johnson and have said, you see, it's just going to be like one of those fights. Well, Daniel Dubois is a hell of a lot better than Kajanu or Kevin Johnson. Yeah? Daniel Dubois is going to force Nathan Gorman to have to produce more than he produced in those fights. Gorman's got no other choice. Do you understand? He has to produce more than that. That's not going to be good enough to beat Daniel Dubois. So I'm not saying it's impossible that it turns out to be a snooze fest, but I think it's very unlikely that it would be anything like those fights. Dubois got a long reach. He's got a good jab. Nathan Gorman, he might be the cousin or relative of Tyson Fury, and he tries to emulate him in some ways by being slick and, combinations, movement and all that. He doesn't have the height and reach of Tyson Fury. If they're boxing on the outside, Dubois' jab is going to be landing. Gorman's jab is going to be falling short if Dubois decides to box long. All right? If Dubois decides to come in and chase Nathan Gorman down, then yeah, maybe Gorman's jab will be popping. But if they stand up straight and Gorman just wants to play chess, it's going to be difficult because Dubois got the longer arms. He's the taller man, and he does have a good jab. So I'm envisioning a fight where Gorman's going to have to, make things happen. It depends on how they fight. If Dubois wants to box on the outside, Gorman's going to have to make things happen. If Dubois comes for him, then yeah, maybe Gorman can slip and counter and what have you. So I think it's going to be interesting. Let me know what kind of fight you think it's going to be. Who do you think is going to win? I've been back and forth in my mind probably for over a year now in terms of who I think would win between these two men. At this point, it really could go either way. I wouldn't be at all shocked if Gorman or Dubois won because we haven't seen either one of them in a 50-50 fight yet. So we don't really know what they have. We're dealing with two unknown quantities in Dubois and Gorman. So when you're dealing with two unknown quantities, then God knows, it's really 50-50. But if I was forced to pick, I'll probably edge towards Dubois. I'll probably just edge towards Dubois. He's more hot-headed than Gorman, and I don't like that for him in this fight because Gorman is the slicker of the two. But his height, his reach, his physical strength, the jab, I like those things from Daniel Dubois. If he can stick to those things, it's a big if. If he can stick to those things, then I think he should be able to win. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight. I think this is a very competitive fight. I'm really on the fence, to be honest with you. I'm really, really on the fence. I'm not going to take no credit for, if Dubois wins, I ain't going to take no credit for it because as far as I'm concerned, that's just a throwaway pick just with a gun to my head, So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As I say, if I had to pick, maybe Dubois, but I could see Gorman out-slicking him, out-maneuvering him. I mean, if Dubois comes in reckless like he did against Latte, Gorman's got the faster hands. He could punch in between Dubois' shots and maybe even hurt Dubois. So that's my take on it. Drop your take in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.